Hi everyone, this is Vicky from Muse Creative and Wellbeing. It's November and we are looking at the Wellness Wednesday topic of health this month. Of course, there's so many reasons we should be focused and concerned and on top of our health. Three that I would like to lift up are one, the habits and the mindset that we are adopting now are so important because they carry us through the rest of our lives. So just being mindful of what those are and developing those good habits. Second, your body is the vehicle through which you live your life, but it's also an extension of your instrument, or it is your instrument if you are a vocalist. So being mindful of that. And then, of course, we're in a pandemic, so wanting to keep our body's immune response really strong is very valuable too. But everything starts with awareness, right? So we can't change or manage what we're not aware of, so that mindfulness is really important. Some of the obvious things are how we rest and how we sleep, how we fuel ourselves and hydrate, what we consume, how much we consume and when we consume it, managing our stress, and then taking care and being on top of any underlying health issues that might be present. But one thing we probably don't spend a lot of time thinking about is the condition of our spine. Because our spine its job is to hold up this 11-pound bowling ball that we've got here, our head, but it's also the house for our spinal cord. Our bodies are generally born with 33 bones, but over time, as we become an adult, so some of those bones fuse together, and typically as an adult we have 24. And the different sections of our spine, as you may already know, are you have your cervical spine, your thoracic spine, your lumbar spine, which is down at the lower back, and then you have that sacrum, which is that sort of triangular shape collection of bones that have fused together, and its job is to stabilize the spine. So the part of your spine that moves the most, obviously, is the neck, the cervical spine, and then as you move your way down the spine is lower spine is nice and solid. It doesn't move quite as much. So how we walk, sit, sleep, stand, all of those things are important, but sometimes we're just not super mindful of it. But what happens in a moment where you're like, oh man, my posture is just not what I want or need it to be right now? You can do a posture reset. So let's take a quick look at how we can do that. So wherever you are, we're just going to look at this from a seated perspective. So just first, sitting well, just checking in with your feet, bringing your feet underneath your knees, and then letting your sits bones have a solid, firm connection with the seat. So to find that, you can either move your hips out of the way with your hands, or you can rock your body forward and back, or left and right, or maybe even just take a spiral or two until you start to feel those sits bones right underneath the hips. And then feeling those root, take a full breath in and reach the crown of your head up towards the sky, right? You might feel that lengthening out happening in your spine when you do that. Then just let your hands rest either on your legs or down by your sides of your thighs. And if your shoulders went up with the crown of your head, when you exhale next, let your shoulders just melt down and away from the ears. Notice your jaw. Let your jaw relax, face soften, that space between the eyebrows, just let that smooth out. And then hinging from your hips, press into your feet, and then hinge forward, keeping your spine nice and long. And then eventually your knees or upper thighs are going to start to catch your shoulders. And if you find when you come forward you need just a little more space for your upper body, you can always walk your feet a little bit wider and then keep going. And then let your hands just rest off to the left and to the right. Maybe let your chin melt down towards your chest. And then just slowly start to bring a little ease to that effort. Just let your body rest on your own lap. And as you breathe in, notice that space between your shoulder blades.
Notice that space between the shoulder blades. Feel the back expand as you breathe in. And then feel the ribs contract as you breathe out. Maybe just take 2 or 3 rounds of breath there. And then to come up, lift the chin away from the chest. So you have that nice long neutral spine at the top of the spine. Press into your feet. And then hinging from your hips, let your body come all the way back up to seated. Of course, the benefit that we gather here is that when we're able to stack our bones in an aligned way, the muscles don't have to work quite so hard to hold our body in place. We have 120 muscles in the back that holds everything there, but if you've ever had back pain of any kind or a pulled muscle or anything, you know it's pretty miserable. So we can help our muscles out by stacking our bones. A couple other things to consider are the things that you carry. Perhaps you're carrying an instrument around. Just being mindful of how you're distributing that weight on your body so that the body's not having to tilt or lean too far to one side. If you have a backpack or a bag, be mindful of how much weight you're putting in that and then how you're carrying it. Trying not to carry more than you need and making sure that the bag that you have fits your body well. Again, being mindful of how you walk, sit, stand, sleep, how you position your body as you play your instrument. And then beyond that, just being really aware of how your body is sending you signals that something is off or something is amiss. And then just not letting that slide, paying attention to it and getting the medical attention that you need to make sure there's not a habit that's forming that could be problematic down the road. So take good care as you move through this month as we focused on health and peace and love.